Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. My name is Liz and this is Let's Get Lizical, where we do everything card making. And today we're just making a quick and simple card. We're going to let the paper do most of the work. And this will be my last Halloween card of 2024. So I'm going to be using a Doodlebug paper pack from 2023, I believe. I think this one's still available, so I'll link it in the description below. But I'm just using this like little house background for the majority of the card. And I'm again using Mama Elephant's Whimsy Alphas dies for the word. This time we are going to be spelling out boo, but instead of having the O's from the set, we're just going to use the B. And then the O's will be the pumpkins that I cut out. And these pumpkins that I cut out are from Hello Bluebird, because again, I placed a very large order when they decided to change their structure. So I got these cute little pumpkins that came with a bunch of different sizes and shapes and faces. So I thought I would grab that. And most of it's stuck in the cardstock. Like, they're easy to remove. They're just like stuck in. You just have to like pry it out a little bit. Like, it's fully cut, but it's there. So I left them in there just to color them. Next time, I think I'm just gonna cut this all out in the colors that I need. I don't want to cut these dies apart just because there are so many of them. I think I would just rather waste a little bit of cardstock, or just like paper piece the cardstock behind the items I wanted to cut out. But I cut everything out in white, and then I'm gonna leave the pumpkins white because I just want the boo word to be in white, so then it's more like ghosty. And then for the faces, I cut them out in black, or sorry, in the white, and then I colored them black with my markers, but I left them in the actual like full sheet of paper because it was much easier for me just to scribble over. I do go over the edges after, just kind of like on my silicone mat that I use for ink blending, but it's a bit of a pain because the pieces are so small. So again, if I did this again, I would just put black cardstock behind the faces and cut them out. And obviously I will do this again. I'm not gonna not use this die again, but next time I will just cut the whole thing out of the 2 or 3 different colors that I need. For the stems, I just kind of colored them quickly in like an orangey brown that somewhat went with the background as well. And then I'm just trying to choose what sizes to do. I wanted to keep this as a portrait card because I mostly do portrait cards. Once in a while I'll throw in a landscape card, but I prefer to do portrait. So I was just trying to see how that would fit. So I ended up picking like a good medium-sized pumpkin that was a little bit taller, and then the short, more like flat-ish pumpkin on the end. And I'm putting this on a black card base, and I will cut the panel down to, looks like it's a little bit less than 4 by 5 1/4. Because this 110-pound cardstock from Michaels is not exactly 8.5 by 11, usually the second card that I do is a little bit smaller than that. Like, it's a sliver smaller, but it's still a bit smaller, so I try to accommodate when cutting any mats for that. So I do cut it like a very tiny, like 1/16 of an inch off, just to make sure that the border stays even. And I'm just also ink blending a little bit on the white pumpkins and the bee just at the bottom, using Simon Says Stamp flannel ink, which is the lightest gray I believe that they have. And I just wanted to add a little bit of depth to these, not too much, like I didn't go crazy, and it does kind of like dry back. It is a very light color, but here I am adding that extra little, you know, color on the edges of the stems just to clean it up a bit, because I did color it while it was still in the full piece of cardstock, so the edges didn't get colored. I just wanted it to look a little bit more solid. And then I'm just going to glue those to the pumpkins. And then the faces, again, I'm going to color around the edges. The eyes on these ones are so small. Next time I'm definitely cutting these out of black cardstock. It's just a little messy, a little finicky to do it this way, but I was trying to save paper as always. So we're just gonna go around those, and then I'll glue those to the pumpkins. And you can use like the base cardstock that you cut out of as like a template for placement, but I always like to place my faces differently. I think this first one here, like I placed the eyes more like wide and more like cute style, whereas the ones on the actual die itself, like they were very close together. This one, it kind of reminds me of Sloth from the Goonies, if you remember that movie, and he's just kind of derpy. But I think next time I might also just like use the template for placement, because I think that one might have been better with its face the way it was intended. And then this one, the mouth was so big that I just decided to put the eyes above it anyway. But it's super cute, and I love how they turned out. They're just so adorable. I think maybe if I was to do this card again, I might do the stems in black as well. The brown's kind of blending into the background and it's kind of like out of place. Or just like continue that white. But, you know, we'll just leave it for now. I'm also adding a little tiny bit of a white border around the edge, similar to what I did with my Raven card, where I just added a tiny bit of that black just to separate it from the background a bit. I think it also helps bring more white into the card so that the boo doesn't look like out of place or anything. And I'm just going to prop these up on some foam tape. For the bee, I also cut little tiny pieces of foam tape for that, and it was a pain in the butt. I think next time, if I was again going to do something similar, I would just cut multiple layers of the bees and just glue them together and then use the foam tape on the pumpkins. It's a little less finicky that way. But this works, so we're just gonna leave it. And I'm just trying to place it somewhat centered, but like slightly more towards the top of the card. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I think I add a couple of clear confetti sequins to this. The ones that I have, again, are from Studio Katya, so I will link someone else in the description down below that has them as well. And it just added just like a tiny bit of sparkle to the card without distracting, because they are like clear, so they kind of pick up whatever colors behind them. So I just added 2 to the top left and 3 to the bottom right, and then left it at that. I was thinking about doing it another way, but that's the way it ended up happening. But that's pretty much our card for today, guys. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Comment down below and let me know what your thoughts are. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so, as well as my socials over on Facebook and Instagram. Everything's down in the description below. And hit those notification bells so you don't miss any future content. And I will see you guys again tomorrow for Christmas cards for the rest of the year. Yay! Okay. Thanks, guys. Bye.